Throughout world history, many wars have been fought that changed the course of the world. Yet among those wars, a few individuals emerged whose stories still seem unbelievable even today. World War II was one such conflict, a war dominated by aircraft, tanks, and machine guns. But in this age of gunpowder and steel, there was one man who went to war carrying weapons from centuries past. They called him Fighting Jack, or Mad Jack Churchill. He lived by a single rule: any officer who goes into battle without a sword is improperly dressed. The story of Jack Churchill feels less like history and more like the script of a film. Born in 1906, Jack spent his life chasing adventure and danger. In 1926, he joined the British Army and began his service in Burma. There, he traveled nearly 1,500 miles on a Zenith motorcycle, overcoming countless hardships with remarkable courage. During this time, he learned to play the bagpipes and became so skilled in archery that he represented Great Britain at the World Archery Championships. When World War II began in 1939, Jack was recalled to active duty. In France, as German forces closed in, Jack did something unthinkable. He set aside his rifle and picked up his longbow. Turning to his comrades, he said, "I will kill the first German with an arrow." Moments later, he did exactly that. One arrow flew, and a German sergeant fell. It remains the only confirmed kill by a bow and arrow during World War II. But this was only the beginning. Jack Churchill soon joined the British Commandos. In 1941, as landing craft approached the shores of Norway, Jack stood at the front, playing March of the Cameron Men on his bagpipes. As soon as he landed, grenade in one hand and his claymore sword in the other, he charged straight at the enemy. His fearless style struck terror into German forces and filled his own men with confidence and resolve. Jack carried the same ancient warrior spirit into battles of Sicily and Italy. At Salerno, armed with his sword and bagpipes, he single-handedly forced 42 German soldiers to surrender. It was no small feat, but Jack's presence alone was often enough to break enemy morale. Eventually, fate turned against him. During a mission in Yugoslavia, Jack was wounded and captured. The Germans believed he might be related to Winston Churchill and sent him to the Sachsenhausen concentration camp. But imprisonment could not hold Mad Jack. He attempted to escape through an old tunnel. When recaptured, he was transferred to Austria, only to escape once again. Traveling by night, he crossed nearly 100 miles of mountainous terrain and finally reached Switzerland. When Jack returned to his unit, he wanted to continue fighting. He was sent to Burma. But by the time he arrived, the war was already over. Atomic bombs had been dropped, and World War II had come to an end. Jack was deeply disappointed. He famously remarked, "If it weren't for the Americans, we could have kept this war going for another 10 years. Even after the war, Jack Churchill lived anything but a quiet life. He saved lives and continued to embrace adventure. After retirement, he became known for his eccentric habits, such as throwing his briefcase from a moving train into his garden so he would not have to carry it home. Jack Churchill died at the age of 89, leaving behind a powerful lesson. That courage, combined with a touch of madness, can turn a man into legend. He was a warrior who forged his identity with a sword in the age of machine guns.